Hello everybody, this is GeneralJannis, and in today's Death Card Tactics I'm going to be looking at the updated FAQ and the new weapon rules and some calculations of the damage updated with the new weapon rules for Death Card units. So let's go to it. So before we go through the FAQ, we have also received the update from Warhammer community that the Death Card Codex is said to be released in December this year. So we have a more idea of their Codex roadmap for Space Wolves, Deathwatch, Blood Angels, and then we'll get Death Card in December. So I hope we will get it before Christmas, or at Christmas time will be quite good. It's a good gift, I believe. So. But we have already the Death Card FAQ updated and available in the Warhammer community homepage, including the new weapon rules for the shared weapons with the Adeptus Astartes. So it's something that you can get in the Games Workshop Warhammer community page. Looking at the new weapon rules at a glance, the Melta weapons have gotten d6 plus 2 damage at half range. Previously, at half range, we have 2 d6 and you could select the highest. This would make more damage on average and more maximum damage, and the higher, let's say, minimum damage now is 3 and the average is 5.5. So this is quite a good increase for half range. The MultiMelta has gotten the best upgrade, let's say, because now it's a heavy 2 weapon and previously it was a heavy 1, so you double the number of shots, basically doubling the damage with MultiMelta weapons. The heavy bolter is damage 2, previously it was damage 1, so also double damage for this weapon. And additionally, the twin heavy bolter that the Defiler can get is now strength 6. Before it was strength 5, so and now it has the 2 damage, of course, so increase in both the strength and the damage for the twin heavy bolter, so that's quite interesting for the Defiler. The Reaper autocannon actually also has gotten an improvement, so now it's AP -2, previously it was AP -1, so it is strength 7, previously -1 AP, now it's -2 and 1 damage. All flamer weapons have a 12-inch range, previously 8-inch. Unfortunately, not yet updated for the plague flamer weapons of the Death Card, but I think they will be getting, I guess they will be getting a similar upgrade when the Death Card Codex lands in December. Then there is the rules update for plasma weapons, and the supercharged plasma weapons, they will kill the user on an unmodified 1 to hit, and previously it was 1 to hit. So unmodified 1 to hit then basically means that shooting at something with -1 to hit, that will not kill your units more often, but conversely, if you can get +1 to hit, that doesn't mean that they will, there is still the risk that they will die with the 1 to hit. Before, if you had +1, then you would get a 2 hit roll and then you couldn't die the model. A lot of melee weapons have gotten more strength. However, most Death Card units use Death Card specific melee weapons that have not been updated yet, so no big changes there. So when we look at the new weapon rules, the twin heavy bolter and the MultiMelta are the 2 weapons with the most significant damage increase, basically 2 times or even better than 2 times the damage. The MultiMelta gets the improvement in the half range and double the number of shots. The twin heavy bolter has gotten 2 damage, double up on the damage, and now it has a higher strength. So on the next page I will be looking at some expected point costs for these weapons based on the Space Marine Codex that's already out there, and then I will look at some updated damage tables for the units that can use the MultiMelta and the twin heavy bolter. Yep. So looking at the point costs for Space Marines for the Meltas and the heavy bolters. So currently the point cost in the Death Card Codex, the Combi-elta and Melta gun are 10 points in 9th edition, and the MultiMelta is 20 points. Heavy bolter is 15 points, and the twin heavy bolter of the Defiler is 30 points. If we look at the weapon point costs in the Space Marine Codex, now we see that they are unit dependent, so not the MultiMelta doesn't cost a fixed amount of points regardless of the unit. It depends on the unit. But if we look at the different Space Marine units here, and for example when they They have the Melta gun. Most units, for most units, it's 10 points, so still basically the same as the Melta gun. Combi-elta is also 10 points, like the Combi-elta today. So I don't expect any big changes for death card for Melta gun and Combi-eltas. The MultiMelta is quite varied, the point cost, so we can see a lot of the infantry squads have the 20 point cost. Eradicators only cost 10 to upgrade their Melta rifles to MultiMeltas. Dreadnoughts have very low, let's say, point cost for the MultiMelta weapon choice. Bikers also low, and the ATV, but the normal bike squad has very high cost, and then land speeders, and then the land raiders. So it's a bit all over the place, but basically maybe it seems to be staying at 20. Let's say, there is no, I don't think there is just an increase over the board. The heavy bolter for infantry units, it's 10. And for the Predator tank, it's 15 points, so quite similar to the heavy bolter. So I would also assume that the twin heavy bolter for the Defiler would stay at the 13 points, so 2 times 15. So it looks like no big point change is expected for Meltas and heavy bolters, based on that they haven't increased for the Space Marines. And we have to see if the MultiMelta, one interesting thing is, like, will it be the same point cost for the Myphitic Blighthaulers and the Hellbrute, or will the Hellbrute maybe be get a discount as the Dreadnoughts have seen for the Space Marines? So now, assuming that all the point costs are the same, and right now they are the same, and let's look at some damage updates. So now I have been looking at the Defiler again with the new rules for the twin heavy bolter and the Reaper autocannon, and assuming now the unchanged point cost, as I said before, it looks like the twin heavy bolter option becomes the most cost-effective long-range option for the Defiler for most targets. So we see here the orange line. It's the Defiler equipped with twin heavy bolter and havoc launcher for 155 points, and this is the average damage per 100 points. And in this typical graph that I've been using lately, you can see a variety of targets. Here the targets have 4+ invul save. Here we have targets with no invul save. Here we have a bunch, then they are bunched by armor save, so 2+, 3+, 4+, 5+, etc. And for each group, the toughness of the opponent goes from toughness 3 down to toughness 8. So we can see the twin heavy bolter, the orange line, has for most targets a better damage output than the twin las cannon, which is the gray line, and the Reaper autocannon, which is the blue line. So we can see the twin las cannon has a better damage output for toughness 7 and 8 targets for most of the targets. For invul save targets, then the twin heavy bolter is the best option because you get more shots. Before with the older rules, so the previous rules for the twin heavy bolter, it was not as good as the other options, as the twin las cannon, but now you get similar damage output because now it's a damage 2 weapon. Here I'm updating also the damage output for the Myphitic Blighthaulers and comparing it with the Plagueburst Crawler and the Defiler with the twin heavy bolter, because the Myphitic Blighthaulers gets quite a significant boost of its damage at long range, because now it has 2 multi-melta shots instead of 1. So assuming again unchanged point cost for the double shot multi-melta, the Myphitic Blighthaulers with a 3+ to hit is now the most cost-effective unit demon engine to make long-range damage. Of course, this is valid for multi-wound targets, giving the D6 damage rather than, for example, the Plagueburst Crawler's mortar has a D3 damage. But here we see the whole red line is the Myphitic Blighthaulers shooting all its weapons at 24 inches with a 3+ to hit if there are 3 units, and with 4+ to hit we have the red dotted line. The blue is the Plagueburst Crawler with the entropy cannons, and the yellow is the Defiler with the twin heavy bolter, which is now the best option. So before it was clear that the Plaguebear Scroller was the most cost-efficient damage dealer at long range, but now the Myphitic Blighthaulers, if there are 3 in the unit, it's the most efficient at this long range. So some summary and final thoughts. I'm really looking forward to the new Death Card Codex coming in December, and probably it will be my Christmas gift to myself. If it comes early, of course, I will open it before Christmas. Already now we have updated weapon rules in the FAQ in Warhammer community for several weapons. Remember to use the new rules already, especially for MultiMeltas and heavy bolters, as this will boost your damage in the tabletop. For Myphitic Blighthaulers, it's quite a big improvement for its MultiMelta. The twin heavy bolter is becoming more interesting as a choice for the Defiler. The Flamer's 12-inch range increase, I think the Combi Flamer, I think, starts to become an interesting choice for the Blightlord Terminators, because then they can shoot it from deep strike. And remember the Plasma Supercharge rules on unmodified hit rolls of 1. So this concludes the video. Have you used the new weapon rules, and what are your ideas and thoughts about the new MultiMeltas and the heavy bolters? And are you also, like me, looking forward to the Death Card Codex? If you like this video, please press like and subscribe to the channel, where I will be posting more analysis and Death Card videos going forward. And let me know in the comments if you have some ideas or comments or suggestions for this video or other topics for the videos. So with these words, GeneralJannis is signing out. Stay safe out there, and bye-bye.